All right. Please, can we come closer? We are far. Let's come closer. Okay. Good evening. You're welcome to Tutorials with Fametanti the Schoolboy. Today we'll take a look at mathematics. Mathematics, Maths 111, General Mathematics 1. We wouldn't waste time on this. As I told you, this tutorial is more of having a kind of revision with you and what you did in your class in all the subjects. So we'll start with mathematics. Today we are going to look at 6 subjects, and we must go through them, even if it is 10 minutes on each of them, what you have done, and we will just take it off from there. So today we'll start with mathematics, and from your coursework, you started with indices, right? Indices, right? So what we do there is that we just take a look at indices, the laws or the rules of indices, what indices is actually is. Indices is nothing but what? Index, singular. Indices, what? Plural. It talks about what? Power. It talks about what? Power. So indices, the topic indices forms a very foundation for a lot of things. A lot of topics in mathematics. So the rule is not what we sit down and start proving or start writing out, because they have no time for that. We want to just, unless there is anything specific, any issue you have in this law, in this indices, is there any peculiar issue or any question in indices that you find it difficult to solve, or you don't understand, or anything in the material you were given you don't understand? We'll look at it. If not, we pick the examples here, exercises here, and solve. This lecture is just a 15 minutes lecture. It should be 20 minutes, but we have taken 5 minutes already. So we just look at it and see if there is any issue, any question that we cannot solve. We just solve it. If not, if there's none, I'll just pick one from each of the sections. One exercises from each of the sections or each of the rules. Then we'll call it a day or a night, as the case may be. So I don't know, is there any particular question or maybe any explanation given in a class that you find it difficult to understand? If not, let's look at this question. Have you solved all the exercises in this book, in the topic? You know, there are exercises in this topic. Are you aware? You should solve these exercises, because questions may likely come from there. Questions may likely come from those exercises, so don't joke with them. So let's look at this exercise. It says evaluate 125 raised to the power 1 over 3. Evaluate 125 raised to the power 1 over 3. By me looking at it, what is it talking about? What should we do? By me looking at it, what should we do? It's clear that this is 125 raised to the power 1 over 3. You know this rule that says that if you have something like this, a raised to the power what? A raised to the power p over what? Q. It's simply what? First of all, you separate them. You have your what? 1 over what? We have 1 over what? P. All is power what? P, right? So of course you know that the A raised power 1 over Q is certain as saying is cubed root of what? A. Or raised power what? P. So with that, we don't need to be told that 125 raised power. This power what again? 1 over 3 is simply what? The cube root of what? 125. And when we say cube root of 125, it simply means factor of 25 of 125 that you multiply itself 3 times to give 125. It simply is the cube root of what? 125. Any factor of 125, you know, it's not all factors of 125 that can achieve that. 5 is a factor, but it cannot achieve that. True of us. But if you multiply, what can you multiply 3 times to get to 125? It's 5. Good. So we have what? 5 times what? 5 times 5. Give us what? 125. Is there any question here that is you have an issue with? Let us trash it. Because once it's 8:20, we enter another subject. That is the purpose of this. This is where we sit together. Huh? I mean in indices. Yes. I mean, don't worry. We'll enter logarithm at that time. I want us to trash indices first, because if we are done with it, we know that. Huh? Is there any work problem here? Does he ask what he didn't talk about in class? Do you have any of such? So what I say now? I thought you said that you've seen it. I remember what I said. I said that this thing now, this thing now is what you bring to the table. I will look at based on what you did in class, so I don't take people far and to be a waste of time. Is what because here the purpose of this is for your exam. Here is for your exam and a better understanding of what you did you put it in class, because there's no time for long big thing, just for you to review. Maybe you will say something in class, you didn't really understand it. This is where you now. So that's why I want you to. But we will not do it haphazardly. We take it topic by topic. Like now, this would have taken you up to how many days to finish it in class. But here now, after today, we will talk about it again, except doing what revision for your exams. That's why I want you to. If there's any question that has to do with indices, you come back. Whether in past question, so far it is indices. Bring it. Is it like that? Bring it now. Where is it? Hey. Okay, so let's look at. Let's reassure me on this one too. What of? What of this? What of this one? 8 raised power minus 3. What comes to your mind? Hmm? 8 raised power minus 3. Is it 2? That's the problem now. You have seen it now. Until becoming down. Until becoming down. And this one is becoming down. So you see it now. You can still feel what you know. Just calm down. See, nothing. You see how you say it. What he says is so easy. They're nothing so easy. They're nothing so easy. Don't see. You see all these things in all these exercises. Solve them. Don't look at them and say it's easy. Even if it's easy, solve it. Make sure you solve it in your notes. Do it and keep it in your notes. Don't say it's easy and ignore it. Don't say it's what? Easy. So it's actually what? 1 over what? 1 over 2, right? Because x raised to the power is straight as saying 1 over what? 8 raised to the power what? 3. And we straight as saying 1 over cube root of what? 8. 1 over what? Cube root of 8. So which is what? 1 over what? So it's half. Any of them is okay. But they say that the question says we should leave it held. Look at this is the type of question people fail. You see instruction, exercise. It says evaluate each of the following. Leave your answer as a what? Proper fraction. You see how people fail. Yes. You may solve it because you looked at it and see it as simple thing. You solve it and leave it at 2 raised to the power minus 3. You have failed it too. Because the question says leave it as what? Proper fraction. These are things you should watch out for in your exam. So that's why I say nothing is so easy. It may even be that simple question that you think is easy. That these things may be twisted in. You won't even know. Okay. Okay, what of this one? English for an exercise. What of 8 raised to the power 3? Evaluate. Evaluate 3. 2. It's 2. You get an egu. You get an egu. Huh? You say what? No. I know what I'm saying, you know.
No, sir. This one that we did, that's not the answer. 1 over 2 is not the answer.
What's the answer?
1 over is the same thing as 1 over this one. Check it out now.
Oh, you see it now? Yes. You see it now? Anybody can make this mistake. You look at it the same. I know it. You don't know it.
No, I see that was why you did 1 over 2.
You don't know it until you solve it.
Wait, can you say 1 over 2?
No. It's correct. Sit now. It's not. Thank you. It's not 8 to 4 minus 1 over 2. See what we solved. This is what we solved. But to fail it.
What's the question?
It's 8 to 4 minus 3. I want to solve 8 to 4 minus 1 over 3.
But yes, this is what we solved.
See the question. 8 to 4 minus 3 is the question. I went and solved 8 to 4 minus 1 over 3.
Okay. She's supposed to be 1 over 8 to 3. Which is 8 times 8 is 64.
That's why we should be very, very careful. Don't assume you know it. Don't say, it's easy. I know it. It's not true. So, my advice on this, listen carefully. My advice on this, make you calm down. You see that exercises in each of these rules. There are about 8 rules here. Solve those exercises. Solve it. Don't say it's easy. Solve it. Keep it in your notes. You have done it. When you want doing an exam, before exam, you revise it again before you enter hall. Don't say it's easy. Don't say it's easy. All right, I don't know. Since there's no much question here, I think we'll stop here in mathematics. In our next class, we'll go to logarithm. Please if you go to question, past question, try to go through this logarithm again. Then, if you see any question, anything you don't understand, or you find it difficult to solve, as we come here next week, we just look at, even if it's one of them, we solve. Even if it's one or two we solve, it's something. So we don't waste time on this. So with this now, at least I can beat my chest that you don't have an issue in these indices. All you need just to be careful while writing your examination. That's all. Just to be careful while writing your exam. That's all. All right. Thank you very much. All right. You're welcome to our tutorials from my Talented Schoolboy. Today we just look at use of English. Use of English from what I have here. You started with communication, right? Yes. Good. And you did definition of communication, types of communication. You come down to barriers in effective communication. Okay. Then the approaches to communication. Do you know why this topic is important? You know, as a student sitting down and listening to a lecturer, communication is going on. Hope you know. Good. The lecturer is speaking to you. At the same time, is passing a message to you. You decode the message. True of us, you decode the message. Then if the feedback is a positive one, he or she will look at you, probably from your body language, your facial expression. From there, she will know whether you are actually doing what, following. And without proper communication, you don't understand what the lecturer is saying. True of us. So apart from that one, when you leave this place and start working, that's when you understand the importance of communication. Even in practice, even in practice, if you don't have good communication skills, you're not be able to do attend to your patient. Apart from your patient, even interpersonal relationship, you have issues there because there are some people that you would know the type of tone, expression to give when somebody talks to you, or somebody does something that you don't like. You don't know the correct the right expression, facial expression, all this non-verbal communication. What you are going to do to show, maybe possibly there are some people that if let's say something happens to somebody, there was one day I did that thing. This was why are you talking like that? So something terrible happened though. I didn't know when I said wow. I didn't know when I said wow. Look at that. What are you wowing for? That somebody died or something. I can't remember what happened. Yeah, you are saying wow. Me, I didn't know that. All I know is that I had to say wow. I just said I didn't know that it's not the right thing to say at that point in time. Okay, so without wasting time, I want us to look at what communication is. What is communication? If you ask, what is communication? There are different definitions of communication, as you can see in your book. I don't want to go beyond that, but just know that in a summary, the communication has to do with giving information. Am I communicating? exchanging information. True or false? Basically, that's what communication. The information may be in form of spoken word, it may be in form of written, it may be in form of body language. Am I communicating? That's what communication is all about. And for the communication to be effective, the information must be understandable. Must be understandable. Okay, let's assume that a dumb person is here telling you something, passing information to you with signs. If you don't understand what the person is saying, will you say that he has communicated effectively? No. And if a lecturer is here teaching and you cannot hear the lecturer properly, will you say that lecturer has communicated effectively? Yes, he communicated, but not effectively. Because you yourself, the receiver, you should receive the information, decode it, true of us, and be able to act, respond to the information. Okay. Now, the key word there is effective communication. It's not just to communicate, but effectively, yielding the results that even led the person, you people, to enter into such communication. Now, types of communication. I said that we have two types of communication, two main broad categories. We have verbal and non-verbal communication. Verbal and non-verbal communication. From the word verbal, from the term verbal and non-verbal, you know that in verbal communication, there is words. Their words are involved, right? In verbal communication, words are involved. Okay, so we have the verbal and non-verbal. So we have verbal and non-verbal. I say that the verbal involves use of words. You can use words orally or written. So in that case, we have under verbal communication, we have the oral form and written form. And these things are very important because if you write well, you are taught. You communicate your thought to the person you are talking to, either by words or by message, by writing. Is your thought you are communicating to the person. So if you don't communicate well, maybe if you don't speak well, the person won't understand what you are doing, saying, and the communication will not be effective. And if you don't write well, if your grammar is something else, the person won't be able to do decode what you have encoded. True of us, because it's your thought that you will encode in form of written words or spoken words. The person needs to listen to you or read what you wrote and decode that. And also on decoding it now, the person, that thought you passed across to the person should have the same thought. True of us, it will appear to the person the same way you have it in mind. Because if you're not able to achieve that, that means the communication is not effective. It's a two-way thing. So where do we now have this written one? The written one can be in form of essays. You have letters, report writing, and of course, mainly these three areas And of course, if you know how to write a good report, and article writing is also there. It's also a kind of, but not, it's also a kind of essay cum report, depending on what you are writing. Now, the letter you are writing can be what? It can be what? Personal letters or official letters like business letters, and as the case may be. It can also be a memo, a memorandum. Are people don't know how to write letters, memo? Okay, you've not done that. Okay, maybe you still do it. Okay, so even query, you know what a query is. You know what a query is. So a query maybe somebody misbehaved. Maybe the school or where the person is working may require the person to explain, maybe within 24 hours why the disciplinary action should not be taken against him or her for a particular misconduct. So in that, the person will give an opportunity to explain him or herself what happened and everything. So it's also a form of communication. So then we also have the non-verbal ones. Non-verbal. That one, you're not using any word. You're not using what? Any word. Here we have, it's divided into three, as we have in your material. You have the body language. You have the what? You have body language, the paralanguage, and the distancing. Of course, remember during the COVID-19, let's assume that two of us, maybe you are coming close to me, instead of me to, give you a listening ear or respond to you, the first thing I will do is to do what? Shift. If I shift, you don't want to be told that something is what? Something is not what? Right. You, without being told, you should know that this one doesn't want you to come what? Close. Then we have also body language. We have body language. That one, you start having your facial expression. Maybe if I'm in class now, I'm teaching, you are doing like this. You won't even know when you start doing like that. You won't even know. Unconsciously, you see yourself moving your what? That means that something is what? Entering. Am I communicating? The thing is what? Entering. In fact, you are flowing. You just be doing like this. You won't even know. Without being told, as a teacher, I will know that I am getting it. Three of us. But if I, as I'm teaching, do as if after some time you turn to success and look at this. You're not following. Three of us, or be like, what is this one saying? What is he even talking about? On a more serious note, the most important, and the one that's the most important form of communication, and the one that speaks volume, is your non-verbal what? Communication. If I say, I love you, and each time you come close to me, I will just shift. Will you believe that I love you? Will you believe? You won't believe now. You won't believe. I will say, you are my friend. She's my friend, though. Then each time we want to go out, I just maybe unconsciously, because I'm free with you, I want to, you do like this. You're not free with me. There's something is not some way. If you're telling me you're my good friend, I'll tell you it's not true. I'm not your friend. It's not true. Even though you say maybe you wrote me maybe you wrote me a letter yesterday telling me how you value our friendship and how you do that, but just to mere sitting, if I sit close to you, you shift. You're not my friend. Am I completing? You're not my friend. Something is wrong somewhere. I don't need you to tell me. I'll just asking you, have I done anything wrong? The area that may come out where in your examination, or where he wants you to do what? Lay more emphasis on. You don't have to be told that. True of us. That's why that's the difference between someone that comes to lecture and someone that doesn't come to what? To lecture. Someone that comes to lecture, by me looking at your lecturer, even a week to the exam, you can sit down and recall, maybe when you're reading that topic on your own, you can sit down and recall how the lecturer was demonstrating when he was teaching that particular topic. Maybe you are reading a particular paragraph. Maybe that there's a point there, because you were in the class, you can remember vividly what the lecturer was, how the lecturer described that particular thing. But the person that wasn't in the class would not be able to do what? He will just be cramming what is here. Or he may, depending on the type of person, he may raise an imagination or try to make him or her to retain that particular paragraph. But you, because you were in the class, by looking at it, once you open that paragraph, okay, you remember immediately what happened on how the lecturer asked success the question and success could not answer it, and what transpired, you remember it vividly, and it will retain what? More. So that is the power of what? Communication. That's the power of what? Communication. Now, as you communicate verbally, there are some techniques you should consider. This one goes for both the lecturer, both the students. The volume. So there are some of you that if you call them out to answer questions or say one or two things, you see them, they will be talking to themselves. They will not be able to do what? Speak out for others to do what? Hear. True of us. So it's very important that you speak loudly enough. You don't necessarily need to shout. Hope you know that shouting is different from speaking loud. Are you aware? Yes, shouting. Am I shouting? But I'm speaking loud, right? Yeah. If you shout, you lose a particular tempo. A lot of things will change, and in fact, it's stressful self. But if you maintain, you don't need to shout, but project. We call it projection. You project your voice, so that people will do what? The audience will do what? Hear you. Now, pronunciation. Very, very important to do what? We pronounce what? Clearly, even though English language is not ours, but that is only the common medium of what we have, two of us. So for the earlier we take it, like, and the earlier we accept it, the better. You need to do what? Learn how to pronounce words in the language, so you can do what? Communicate what? Effectively. Then, of course, sometimes if you are speaking to an audience, the pace at which we speak, sometimes you can pause to lay emphasis on one or two things, and as you're doing that, it draws the attention of the audience to you more. At the same time, it makes them really understand what you are saying. But if you just speak, imagine I'll just come here and just do like what did you just say? Because there's I didn't observe any, just as you have in your written, in your, what is it called? In your written, maybe essay, letter, no full stop, no comma, no period, no observe. If you don't observe all those things, if you read that work, you won't understand it. Two of us, you will not do what? Understand it. You will not understand such words. You will not. All right. So then, of course, the tone of your voice is very important as a technique to be able to communicate what effectively. The tone. If something happened, if something terrible happened to me or to the person speaking to you, the tone with which the person will speak would differ, right? And of course, if you are speaking to an audience, try as much as possible to use what? Lively what? Tone. Lively what? Tone. It will help you to carry the what? Audience along. Am I communicating? It will help you to do what? Carry the audience along. Good. Now, I say something about emphasis. I say something about what? Emphasis. If you are in a class, okay, let me start from me as the speaker. I try as much as possible to if I come to a very important point in my discourse, a very important point, there's always need for me to do what? Lay what? Emphasize. It can be by my demonstration, the tone of my voice, maybe even by facial what? Expression will show how important that particular. I may be loud. I may go slow. Two of us, when talking about such a vital part, when I'm in the vital part of the session, I can slow down, or say one or two things that will draw your attention. It may be casual, it may be just, I may say jokingly, maybe there's something I want to say. Maybe I will like, you want to know what I want to say. Two of us, take this very, very seriously. Do this, do that. The smart ones will do what? Put them down. But those that are not attentive will not be able to do what? Grab those points. So, this, just as you, maybe if you are copying notes, or if you are studying, use this marker. This marker that even if you use it on a written word, you still see what you wrote, right? You can highlight those points. True of us, to show that this is what? A very important what? Point. True of us. Then maybe if you have your notes, you can underline maybe a sentence. You are laying what? Emphasis. Okay. Now, when it comes to non-verbal techniques of you should look into or watch out for when communicating non-verbally. Your posture matters what? A lot. Your posture matters what? A lot. Your posture matters a lot. At the same time, your eye contact. You try as much as possible to do what? Maintain what? Eye contact. What is it? What am I talking? Chai. Eye what? Contact. Eye what? Contact. Is very what? Important. Because as I'm looking at you now, I will know whether you are following or not. Three of us, I will know whether you are following or not. But there are people that can't even look into the eyes of their audience. In fact, they will fall. They will just be looking at themselves and talking. Me, I look into you, you look into your eye. I talk to you.
Like now, maybe this success, for example. So there's among the audience, and once my eyes set as success, I'll lose connection. So it's not that I don't look at the audience at all. That's
No. See, forget that thing. See, listen. If you don't look at your audience, it's not a good thing for you.
It's not that you should look at them eyeball to eyeball. You will not be fishy.
See, apart from that, how can you be talking to people? Do you even know when they are following you? Are you aware that you may be delivering a speech or whatever, or a lecture as the case may be? If you look at your audience, you will know when they are getting tired. True of us. You know when they are losing focus. True of us. You may pause, say digress a bit to bring them back. True of us. Then you continue. You say what? You say what? For who? So you got to tell me, how will you don't have control of your audience now? You are the driver of the audience. Hope you know. It's you that should be in charge of control of your audience, not your audience controlling you. You know exactly when to pause, when to, digress, or when to make the hall or whatever lively. You may even know when to tell them, okay, give them like 2 minutes to do what. But if you're looking at the issue, will you see all those things? Not now. So it's very important to look at your what. Okay. So make eye contact. Listen carefully. Make eye contact with the people throughout your what audience. Make eye contact. It's very important. Make eye contact. Make eye what? Contact. So sometimes what is it called again? Your facial expression and your gesture also matters a lot. Your facial expression and your what? Gesture also matters a lot. How you look at your audience. So there are people that what they have in mind, it will not be the same thing with what they are showing facially. True of us. Are you aware? Yes. But it's not that they're not doing it intentionally. So try to ensure that they align. Because you may if you communicate the wrong facial expression to your audience, it will affect them following what you are following you. True of us. Yes. We are the leader. They should follow you. You give them the direction. So these things are very important in what? Communication. So the other areas we'll look into is what? Barriers to what? Effective what? Communication. So as I remember, I said that this is it's not your regular lecture where we just face one subject and be talking. Am I communicating? Face one subject and be talking. So we move over to the next. We have about 5 courses, right? Or 6. We look into. Then I don't know. So far, if you have any question, where are you now? We are in lexical terms. I mean, parts of speech, right? Now,
Yes.
we are in parts of speech, right? In a class.
Yes.
Don't want to get there. Okay. So, any question in communication? Have you seen past question in this English language? Okay, you've not seen. Okay.
The last question I've seen is not on communication.
No, this thing is applied. You may see it as an applied question. You may not see it. You may not see it as what is communication. You may not see it as what is communication. You may see it as applied questions. You may see that as an applied question. So under this communication now, you still do listening skills, reading skills. These things are important. Even though during your orientation you were taught something like about communication skill, right? But now you do it as a course, as a topic in your English language. So in absence of any question, maybe we'll stop here. We'll go over to another course. Okay. Let's look at this. Let's look at biology. Biology. The topic there is introduction, right? What is biology? Biology is what? The study of what? Life, right? So there's nothing much here. Talk about the importance of biology. What are the importance of biology? What are the importance of biology?
Just so to know our environment.
I agree with you.
Okay, yeah. It also helps us to know how our immune system works.
All right.
It helps us to know how our body system works.
Okay. What else?
That's just helps.
Different people. Tell us.
It helps in agricultural aspects.
How? How does it help in agricultural aspects?
Zoology.
Parasitology and entomology.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
What's your name?
So,
What's your name?
Uchechi.
Uche. Tell us. Tell us now your own importance of biology, usefulness of biology. You don't know. Of course, now you know your biology.
Know the interaction between living things and non-living things. Which are name them. Continue now, you already done it.
You say what? What did you say?
Sate had to complete what she was saying.
Continue now.
Yes.
Under importance of biology.
Interaction between you interrupted me while I was talking. What are the interaction between you and
Continue now. Continue.
The importance of biology is that it helps us to make researches and find out the different structures and physical properties and organs in animals and plants. Then also helps it brings about researches on chemicals for just like you say agricultural development like fertilization and all this when it comes to culture.
What of medicine? Does it have any?
Yes.
How does it help in medicine, pharmacy,
That's also
nursing?
identify, make researches on plants and be able to
In pharmacy.
be able to produce drugs. And all these
You are
chemicals.
saying medicine, you are directing with pharmacy. You are saying only medicine. Yes, now.
He said medicine, right? He
Why
said he
now?
mentioned
And
pharmacy.
he was, no, you mentioned medicine.
I say medicine, pharmacy, nursing. They are under the same thing now, right? They are under the same umbrella. Of course, now if you don't know anything, if you don't have the foundation, you don't have biology as if in your foundation, I don't know what you are doing, going to medicine to do. Especially medicine, pharmacy, what are you going there to do? How would you even know where? By the time you start physiology, physiology will sound like Latin to you, because you will not know where the esophagus is. You think that the esophagus is at the bum, because because you did not do what? Biology. True or false? What else? Do you have for is sleeping? I talk now. What else?
Industry.
We are in industry. What type of industry? Food industry, raw materials. How? She's laughing. How? Tell us now. How?
It helps us to know how our body works.
How your body works? What do you mean by that? And all those things are still under because it's the knowledge you acquire from there that will help you to have a strong foundation. Maybe you want to study medicine, you want to study pharmacy, you want to study nursing. Is the foundation you have as a student that did biology in secondary school, even at first year. You know, physiology is also an applied biology. Hope you know.
Yes.
Physiology is even anatomy is an applied biology in a way. True or false? Because all those things are rooted in what? Biology. True or false? Specifically human biology, right?
Helps us to know our genetics, like energy.
Yes, knowledge of that will help you.
Yes.
Sex determination, and other things. That's good. Okay, what else? Is that all? Tell me more. Let's hear more. I hope you will be able to answer it when it comes out in your exam. What are branches of biology?
The main two branches are zoology and botany.
Zoology and study of animals, plants.
Others, uncle.
We have parasitology.
What is parasitology?
Study of parasites.
What is embryology?
Study of embryos.
What is embryo?
Embryo is the relationship between the egg and the sperm.
You say what? Relationship. What's the embryo? What's the relationship with the sperm? What's the embryo? And what?
Stem cells and
Egg cells. That's egg cells. Egg cells.
yeah.
Wait, it's not egg cells. Egg now.
Ovum. After fertilization now, yes. Right?
Yes.
So the zygote will form, them start developing. Now, what is virology? Bacteriology. Taxonomy.
Taxonomy, study of wait.
What did you say?
Taxonomy, response to
Response.
No, it's not.
Taxonomy.
it's still study of response to.
What are you saying?
Taxonomy now.
No, it's not.
What are you talking about?
She said.
Oh yeah, Amalia.
No, what is taxonomy? No, it's in my notes. Like,
What is taxonomy?
it's in my notes. She did not mention Amazon. She mentioned it. She mentioned Amazon right now.
What is taxonomy?
Taxonomy.
The response.
Even Onya, Amalia. Who knows taxonomy?
The study of response.
Stop. What is taxonomy?
She made mention of this particular thing I'm talking about.
Taxonomy.
Yes, study of response. Yes.
Can you stop?
Study of response.
I
Okay.
can't remember what I read.
Taxonomy is the study of what? Identification, naming,
And
and
classification.
classification of what?
Of what now?
Living things. Can I say study of response? Success. Can I go? What is
Then you see tropism and dopism. What's that?
is taxonomy? You are discussing nothing. What of entomology?
Entomology is study of insects.
No.
Entomology.
She's right.
It's entomology.
Yeah, insects. What of cytology?
Cytology, study of cells. Wait, no.
She's right now. Cyto
It's cell.
from cell.
Cytokinesis.
Yes.
Cyto. What of microbiology?
Study of
Organisms.
microorganisms.
Ecology, income.
Study of
Ecosystem.
Ecosystem. Study of environment. Ecology.
Ecology
Study of
is the study of the interrelationship between living organisms, one, and the living organism at the same time, living organism and the what? Environment, including the non. That's why here we are biotic and what? So let's continue. So the relationship between that living organism and those factors makes up what? Ecology. Is not true? Mm-hmm. What of anatomy?
Structure of the body.
no, it's not internal. It's okay.
What of morphology?
Morphology. Study of
Morphology is what?
morphology is not study of like micro
External forms of living organism.
external
Forms of living organism. What?
Is it is correct?
Okay, I thought it.
What of histology? What is histology?
Study of history now.
History.
Okay, sorry.
What is histology? Anyway, in histology you study tissues and cells in detail anyway.
But is it not the study of history of organism?
History, no. Tissues.
Tissues.
So some say cells in detail. In histology, you also study cells in histology, but you also study what? Cytology is specifically cell. You look at the cells, internal structures, but histology you study about tissues and the cells too. That's true. So, what is the scientific method? What is scientific method?
Is it we should use the scientific
Define the scientific method.
acquiring more knowledge
about an object.
Making inquiry about an object.
Making inquiry about what?
an object.
Methods that are mostly used by the scientists to acquire or carry out research. Experiments.
Unobserved natural what? Phenomenon. Unobserved what? Natural what? Phenomenon. Okay, what are the stages? Can you lead the steps and explain them with example?
First one, observation. Observing things like with your eyes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the hypothesis.
What is hypothesis?
Analyzing.
Question.
It's not analyzing because that's the last one.
Conclusion is the last one.
What is hypothesis?
When you have analyzed and observed it, something like shake, because she make use of electric she make use of, if you know how to prepare fan.
Who made you laugh?
Our lecturer. So she was like, once you observe and know whether this, you observe it to know the particular thing that is happening to that fan. Then the second thing, the second one, if you know how to repair it, that's good. The second one is to
Okay, no problem. Observation is what maybe you look at something every day. If you come here, you see what. Let's assume that this is. Let me use the seedling, for example. Now, maybe you notice that each time you place a yam here, a tuber of yam here, tubers of yam here, you notice that the tendrils come out, right, and they start moving towards this direction. All the time you put it, you keep yam here, the same thing will happen. You observe it. That is what? Observation. Then hypothesis is a statement you put to explain, trying to explain the observed natural phenomena. The hypothesis is just a statement you put across. Okay, it means, okay, this, you say, okay, that it grows towards this direction because of the window there. That is an hypothesis. But you need to test your what? Hypothesis to know whether what is true. And for you to test the hypothesis, you carry out what? Experiment with the contour experiment to ensure that the hypothesis is true. So if after the experiment, what the result of the experiment is not in line with your what? Hypothesis, then something is wrong somewhere. You go back, it's either that your hypothesis is, you can modify the hypothesis, or you bring up a new entirely, or you observe that thing again and bring up a new entirely new what? Hypothesis. Then after that, if you change the hypothesis or modify the hypothesis, you carry out another experiment again. Maybe this time around your hypothesis may be aligned with your what? The result of your what? Experiment. Then it becomes other scientists will, you publish your work, other scientists may look at it again, do their own, and if you keep giving the same thing, it becomes a what? A theory. So with that, and once it becomes a theory, more and more scientists will want to work on it to see whether some may want to try it in their own country to see whether it will work there. Some may want to try it anyway in different conditions to see if it keeps giving them the same thing, then it becomes a what? It becomes a what? A law. We have talked about theory. It becomes a law. What are you saying?
So after the theory now,
It is no conclusion.
analysis. The
results.
See, this what is this? This one people are calling are the steps in the experiment you carried out. I just pointed out the steps of scientific method. This one now is the steps in the what? Experiment you carried out. Remember I said that observation, hypothesis, experiment, theory, then law. It becomes a law. Dalton's law, Gerusach's law, Mendel's law of blah blah blah. All those laws. This is how they came. But the experiment you conducted to test your hypothesis, because you conduct experiment to test your hypothesis. The experiment you conducted to test your hypothesis. That's where you start having this your conclusion. You have your aim, title, aim, materials, procedures. Then you have your what? Result, discussion, and analysis. Then conclusion. This make up the what? Experiments. Yes.
That's you now,
Law. So those one are calling analysis, result, and they're under what? experiments. Because there are steps you use in carrying out experiments. I don't know if what I said is in order. Okay, now, so that is what scientific what method. So living things and non-living things. These things are the characteristics of living things. What are living things and what are not? If you're asked now to define the 10 living things, what do you say?
That I thought you were handling chemistry. Jesus. No, I was not sleepy because this thing now. Just a co-ex, I don't be anything because in our first class in chemistry, and our first day that I take the question test, our teacher asked a question that maybe he asked the question that there is a small boy wanted he wants to carry out we want to produce a gas. So what are the steps he has to follow in order to produce this gas? Without us knowing that he's indirectly asking us what are the scientific methods. So as you explained this thing, I just remembered everything she said. So it's a presentation on chemistry kind of.
So what is a we should look at what is it called? Experiments. Other topics there with time. So let's talk biology for now. I think we have discussed enough in biology. Yes, we have. I don't think if a question okay, sorry. In what you did in the cells component and their function, did you discuss the functions of all those components? Has she started?
Yes.
Huh?
Compliments.
Like, she has no, like, she gave us this thing now.
She talked about Francis.
It's not that you are not here. So help me out there.
All right. Anyhow, we'll just take it step by step. Let's stop here for now. Okay, let's look at ATP. Hello, are we together? Entrepreneurship. Very important. You people should not joke with this course. So. Huh? Yeah.
I don't want the course because of fire.
That's good.
You like the course?
That's good.
I do say course.
Okay.
So who is an entrepreneur?
Is someone that coordinates other factors of production and also take risks in uncertainties by investing in scarce resources in order to make profit. Like you say, problem solver.
An entrepreneur should be able to identify opportunities. Business what? Opportunities. Analyze it. Do checks and balances. Plan and invest and get mind to do what? Take what? Risk. At the same time, control and manage the what? Business. And also harvest the what? The profit. Yes. Yes, you should be able to do what? Harvest the what? The profit. If you harvest income, you may harvest everything and eat everything.
Profit and income is not the same thing.
You may harvest everything and eat everything. So, what is entrepreneurship? First of what? You know there are many definitions. It make more sense. It make more sense if you are defining. Try to see if you are asked to do what is entrepreneurship. Let's assume he asks a question like that. Try as much as possible to learn one or two, three definitions of from what he gave you, or you can browse it again. Then quote exactly the person. As you can see in this, you see this one, Drucker 1985, defined. All those things make sense in essay writing. But instead of quoting not what you don't know, you can simply define your thing the way you understand and go your way. But if you can, then after that, now you give your own what definition. Yes.
After writing.
Let's assume, depending on the nature of the question. Let's assume now, if I ask what is entrepreneurship, or define entrepreneurship, and now some people may allocate mark. How can just define entrepreneurship bear 10 marks? That means that you wanted to actually do what? Right well. True of us. So that's why I say that you try to not just only one definition, have up to 2, 3, and possible know the people that gave that word, the definition. Just we call it inside quotation. Quote those people. Quote the name and the year of the publication. Then you can now define it. Then after you wrote it, now you can now give your own view of what entrepreneurship is. Something like that. So there are important things here now. We talk of entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial what? Process, right? A good enterprise. Thank you. Entrepreneurship, entrepreneur and what? What is an enterprise? You say what?
Business activity.
Business outfit.
Is that what you are taught?
Yes.
That was the first thing you said.
Please don't give that definition. What? Talk now.
A business.
It's a business.
That's the person.
Yeah, no, an enterprise is a business. That's an economic value. Okay, it's a business, something undertaking. That's an economic value.
There are business factors.
I'm just trying to remember.
Enterprise.
Not be like that.
What's an enterprise?
Yeah, undertaking has an economic value. Yes.
What's an economic? What do you mean by economic value?
That you can actually gain from it, make profit from it.
Good. Thank you. Okay. Then what are the steps in entrepreneurial process?
Steps.
Haven't you done entrepreneurial process? So what are the steps?
Discovering. How to manage the business.
No, you are take it
Step by step.
Don't jump.
Discovering how to manage the business.
You are still jumping. So if you discover, you just jump on how to manage business. Business you have not even planned and you have to start. You jump out. What are you managing?
Planning the business. And how to manage the business.
Hey. If you discover an opportunity, wait.
If you discover, you plan the business.
If you discover an opportunity, I gave an example when I entered your class. You notice that people here are find it difficult to get cash. You have discovered something, two of us. You have discovered an opportunity. Then planning, you sit down. Where will I start? How do I even go about this now? Okay, it's okay. Okay, what I will do is this. I will go, I'll look around. Come on, let me know if there's any other people doing this business. Okay, if there's no people doing business, okay, I will go to, I'll look for a place, a space. Let me see if I can go to the school authority to see whether I can be given whether such thing is even possible in the first place. Okay, you may say, let me go to the authority and ask whether such thing is even possible at all. You are planning for it. Two of us, you are making inquiries, and you can even you can even sample opinion and see what the student. You may not even do as if you are the one that want to start it. That somebody want to do something in one school. What do you think? Do you think you hear the opinion from there? You say, okay, it's possible this may fly. You now say, okay, but again, it will fly. But how do I even start from? Where do I start from? Do I even have money to do this thing? Money, capital. Do I even have it? Okay, I'll take money from. I'll borrow. I'll ask my mom to lend me some money. I'll ask my friend. I'll go to all these bank or whatever, any other source, or I will sell my. Okay, I have 2 laptops. I'm not using them. Let me sell one. At least I can buy POS. Then okay, will I be able to be doing it myself now that I'm in school? What if somebody wants to take money? How do I go about it? Maybe I may be in lecture. You may start taking up. Do I engage anybody to be helping me? These are what you call resources. 2 of us, both the capital and those that will do. Whether you will be the one to do it yourself. So if you pass through that stage, what next?
Set up.
Of course, you set up the business before you start thinking of how to manage your company. Then after that, now when you set it up and you're managing it now, what next? And once you're managing it well and the thing is moving smoothly, you start enjoying your what?
Harvest.
3 of us. Good. Okay. So that is summary of all this long story here, which I believe you must have gone through, right? So where did you stop in your class?
He even jumped this thing and later jump back.
You jump and jump. How?
Yes.
You jump to where?
He jumped to citizenship and education.
He has completed citizenship.
He has completed citizen.
He has completed.
My entrepreneur is going to
He completed this entrepreneurship.
Yes, before coming to this one. Then today again, he went back to that and complete it. Yes.
Completed, I don't understand.
Complete what?
Rules, is it that rules of entrepreneur?
Types
of entrepreneur.
The multipliers.
The multipliers.
So this thing. Then
Set up
after
as.
now did
Start up as.
Employment.
because it's not actually.
Someone said that he completed citizenship.
No, she was just she was actually citizenship.
There's one lecturer. It's confusing.
Okay. So that means you guys are loaded now. Has it taught you classification of entrepreneurs?
Transmission. No.
Classifications.
Classification.
Is done with classification is not under the
Has he done classification of entrepreneurs?
I don't do
What are
What are the class?
I'll classify them. Classify them.
Yeah, not done this now.
I don't know whether it's that one that is imitators.
No, types of entrepreneurs, imitative, inventors,
Is it that classification that is like
solo,
imitators?
style.
Yes, now we have done
Okay.
it.
Okay, you what is who are classified under imitative entrepreneur?
People that could be copy.
Imitators and companies
They copy other people's business idea without knowing what they don't know what it's all about.
Example.
they are always failures in business.
Examples.
Yes, now there are those that do fail in business. It's one of the examples. I'm trying to example. And that is trying to
No, it's an example.
Yeah, talk now.
we are trying to explain something.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, now let me start from the beginning.
That's how we do.
Okay, now imitators and entrepreneur are
Okay, name one. Imitators. Name one. Name one.
No, it's one person.
Name one.
Team.
Name one.
Acquirers. I off.
What's that?
Example of imitative.
no, and that is lost. Continue, acquirers, and the name one.
Name one.
Startups.
Other name one. Other name one.
You have said it now.
What? Buy and what?
Buy and sell. Artists.
Solo entrepreneur.
Oh yeah. Continue.
Okay, I should explain now. Okay, imitators
They are what?
entrepreneur.
What?
There are types of entrepreneur that do corporate business. They don't actually depend, they don't believe that they can succeed in business. And they are those that usually fail in business. It's imitators. According to the by the definition or meaning of the word imitators, they are those that imitate their business partner. They don't come close to them. They try to do as if it's a competition. Example of those can be inside United States one new. Our young boys now no longer want to go for boy. Some people just start up a business that you have not known anything about. Try to do it, invest a lot of money in it. Try to copy that person, due to the person who don't know anything about that particular business. Is trying to imitate others, to copy others, he won't succeed in that particular business. That's why now by imitators.
Oh yeah. Talk your own.
Explain one.
Explain the one that you got.
Okay, is it me? I thought it was me.
It's you. Oh yeah. I'm listening.
See, this is a business that combines two or more persons. There are people that come together to set up a particular business.
To set up.
Team.
Never.
You do share this thing out, so this is not the first time.
Oh yeah.
There are people that come together to work as a team.
In what sense?
Business ideas.
Are they the ones that set up the business?
Yes.
Okay. Are they the same thing with partnership? Partners?
Yes, that's it.
So proprietorship and partnership.
No, us a team.
They are the same thing with partnership.
Wait, so
No.
team.
They are similar.
They are similar. They are
Entrepreneurship
similar.
is not the same with partnership.
Team entrepreneurship
Team, they work
deals with
together.
yes.
They bear the risk
Two or
together.
more people
They produce together. Do you understand?
But partnership
Partnership
one
is one
person
man
starts
business. So
with
proprietorship.
Partnership is not one man's business.
Yeah.
So it's one man's business.
Allow that to go. I just love this here.
If
so
I'm
much.
right.
No, in my own understanding, I feel partnership
Partnership
is
Sir?
One person starting up a business, then someone else come and partner with that person.
Partnership.
And some
it's partnership now
So
under agreement.
partnership is the
Just
same
like
team. Is what you're trying to say?
Partnership
No,
now-
it's kind of
partnership is something
similar
like
though.
Similar with acquirers.
Is it
According
no,
to
no,
finance.
a franchise, no,
Yes,
franchise,
yes.
no, franchise,
It's
yeah.
somehow the same thing with it.
Partner and franchise.
Yes.
Yes, it's
Franchise, so.
according to
Franchise.
It's not true. Who said that one?
Franchise is a business. It's on that.
it's a person or group
No, a franchisor is the person that has the business. Then franchisee is the person that comes to the person that has the business to partner with the person to open his own under his own name too.
under the name of
The franchisor. Yes.
Sure.
I agree with that.
Stamp it.
Government to
Stamp it.
But you say that what is it? You say that that partnership. What do you say again?
What did I say?
That partner. You said that something
The one
that.
that made mention of acquirers.
No, I was like saying partnership is almost, or should I say, it's the same thing with franchise. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Wait now.
Partnership and franchise are the same.
I'm not very exactly talking. They're rubbish.
You know the
Partnership na team and then just give me the difference. They go to open partnership.
Partner is under agreement. The team too is under agreement because you cannot be working with some group of people and you won't have agreement to share the profit or anything at the
But
end.
it will be more like a equal profits because
Yes.
they were the ones
The
that
same
came
percentage.
together.
Yes. They came together to work together to achieve
So
something.
then what is then the difference between team and partners?
Partnership. Partnership. The owner of the business takes the larger share.
In partnership.
Yes.
The owner of
partner
business.
with you as you are the owner of the
In partnership.
There's no ownership. We are
Okay, partnership.
In partnership, two of you are the owner of business.
Yes.
Okay, and equal percentage now. Take
Almost the
percentage.
same franchise.
These are questions you should answer in class.
but there is nothing that we don't have partnership in our.
We don't have yes partnership. He only put team and franchise.
You said
There's
the,
nothing like flash and deal with.
There is franchise, but you did not explain. It's not in the hand.
no worry. When you go to second year, I think on second year that when you do all these sole proprietorship, partnership. I think that should be in second year. I think that should be in second year.
Next level.
No, I think that is business. We have partners, we have cooperation. That one is entirely. But here, anything once as a partner, watch out. It says, as a partner, team is a type of this type of entrepreneur is the word antithesis of sole entrepreneurs. They work in close knit team where everyone has distinct roles and responsibilities. So if you must have, if you can associate partnership in terms of partners, those that establish partnership, maybe limited liability company or something like that, they are partners. True or false? But it depends on the capacity in which the partnership. There are terms of agreements, but they are partners, and they also work as a team. Team entrepreneur is a broad term. Am I communicating? Even those that are those in what is it called? When you go to business firms, those that operate corporations, even public liability companies. All those things, they are partners in a way. Two of us. Are they not team? They are team. They work as team, right? It's a team entrepreneur. They are team entrepreneur. So I think team entrepreneur is broad. Under it, you start seeing different. But the point is that it's not one person that owns the what. The main thing there is that not one person that owns the what business. Am I communicating? Good. That's one thing there. Then who picked?
Nobody.
You picked solo.
Okay, you pick solo.
What did you pick?
Can you pick it?
startups and
Okay,
acquirers.
talk to us on acquirers.
Talk about investors. Investors.
Okay, acquirers.
Inventors.
You have a
Inventors. You choose your own. Which one do you choose?
Hello,
Startup.
I ask a
Buy
question.
and sell.
Talk about acquirers. Oh yeah. Now talk.
Acquirers are those people that chooses other people's ideas and skill,
Choose.
that uses other people's idea.
How do they use it?
Like me, like you have a business and
Stop now.
no, you have a business, so I came to like get ideas from you and skills to use in my own business to succeed. Like,
There's not.
John.
Let me explain acquirers according to
Wait,
Just
sir.
like inheritance.
No,
And
it's
this
not.
is-
Yeah?
It's not according to
Okay, to set up their own business, they take your idea and skills to set up their own business.
No.
Let me say something.
So I check the
According to what he told us, say that acquirers are those things. Maybe for instance, I start up a business now, and I notice that maybe my money finished or anything. Then you now come to argue to make sure that business ain't more profit. This is exactly the example.
No.
Okay,
I
let me give you a simple example. I was banking with Intercontinental Bank. When I entered my first year, immediately I went to UNN. That was the bank I opened an account with, Intercontinental Bank. After some time, the bank was acquired by was it Access Bank? I think so. Access Bank. So automatically, Intercontinental Bank, all the buildings they have, the building were renamed. The bank's branches were renamed Access Bank. Am I communicating? Am I communicating? So that would happen. And recently now, Diamond Bank has also been acquired by Access Bank.
Yes.
Yes. They are no Diamond Bank again now.
Is that one access you be saying now?
Just to distinguish those that have account with Diamond Bank, but Diamond Bank don't exist again. What you have is they are now they were acquired by what? As Access Bank. In fact, there's what is called we have merging. Merging, the two, they may choose a different name. If two bank merges, merging is different from acquisition. If two company merges, if they merge, they merge and choose entirely different name to show that none acquired, none have upper hand. These people start. All the machinery will still be there. These people machinery, they will choose an entirely different name.
I don't go say that one for prison with that.
Am I complete? But if it's acquired, the one of them will retain the name. The other one will be swallowed and disappear. So that's the difference between. So in
Is that what you write in your book?
oh yeah, read this in.
I don't feel like that.
Loudly. Oh yeah, read loudly.
Entrepreneurs who take over a business
Continue.
Now, the example we gave now.
started by somebody else and use their own ideas to make it successful. This often happens when there is a financial problem in the current operation of a business. The new management idea might save the business. I don't feel like.
But if you don't explain,
Yes.
What I wrote in my book is according to acquirers was like I made the example of a family, like a father that have a
Let me give you another.
and the child
See, if
acquires
you're asking question, please try to use.
examples.
If you let's assume now you're asking this
this was question now, and you mentioned these banks I mentioned now, the kind of thing they sweet you that this person actually knows what he's writing.
I'll give them smack, no mark.
Try as we are studying this, try to look for real life. You can just make a research, get real life.
But sir, does that mean that if we are answering question and our question is just short without example, like are we not going to gain the same mark like the needed mark?
I am not in his marking scheme, but I'm telling you what applied questions look like. Please try to make what you're answering, make your answers, make it applied. Don't just make it look as if you just cram something and they pour like that. Okay?
Oh, sorry, I'll fill this one. I mean, I was saying I don't get it.
He did not teach us that. Me, I did not teach us.
But he will be expecting not to say that this kind of thing.
What of
It's just father and
It did not mention.
what of challengers? Who teach the challengers? Nobody.
Nobody challenge that.
I agree.
Okay,
They take
challengers, entrepreneurs. There are the type of entrepreneurs. Challengers.
They take both steps in achieving what they want.
They take the risk of beginning a business with their scarce resources, no matter what. Then they will forbear enjoying the profits. But the main thing that they take the risk of beginning
There are those that made it in business. Like they are the real business owners. You know? Yes, now they are the real business. Anybody that take challenge in a business always make it. So it's about it's really telling you.
Who is a citizen?
Citizen.
Is a bona fide member.
A butterfly member.
No, bona fide.
Sorry, wait. Let me. You say what? Citizenship. Let's look at citizenship. What is education in the first place?
Education
Is what?
is the process of
Acquiring knowledge, morally, to become a good member of a society.
Okay. You know, education is not just about going to school. Hope you know. What you are doing here is schooling. Schooling is just a part of what? Education. Education is far beyond that. Education is broad. We have training. Training is also part of what? Education. We have a lot of different. So generally, education has transformational potential. If you are educated, you'll be intellectually what? Sound, and you behave like. So who is a citizen?
a citizen, the person.
To do what?
Legal, economic, and social state or something like it. You become a member of the society.
What of citizenship?
Of becoming a citizen of a
Through birth, naturalization, registration, etc.
What do you say by citizenship by conquest?
Is when a given
It's
country
defeated.
is being conquered by another country.
Like
Then
the
the
victorious
country.
country will now change them.
It's a situation.
Oh, yeah, finish it, Divine. Divine, finish it.
But just like great film now, you go for war and you Colombia the village.
Anna, talk.
It's a process whereby two countries when engaged in a battle, one conquered, then the conquered one becomes easy to cheat.
Battle. What is between battle and war? Are they something? Battle and war.
Battle. Why for battle? Not for war. It still has
similar,
similar,
but
but
What is the difference between battle and war?
Battle is
Used
something
to
like
finish.
is a prepared like this one that they wash in film now. But war
It's
is
not.
really
It's
different.
not.
It just came boom.
What is battle and what is war? Okay, the difference is that a war may have up to, depending on how long the war lasts. A war may have up to 5, 6, 7 battles, depending on how the war lasts. Okay, battle is different. How do I put it? But battle has to do with different times. The two warring engage themselves. You may go for a battle. We are still in war. You may go for a battle of Abagana. You may go to there may be a battle at Abagana, but it's still Biafran war. Battle of they name it different battles, but it's still in the same what? War. Am I communicating? That's why you say battlefield. Maybe that battle a battle may take place in Ogidi here. Or maybe they want to come and take over a particular area. Then another battle, they may engage them in another battle in that area. So these are different. The battle, a war is made of different battles, depending. Most wars that last for a long time have a lot of battles. The more the war lasts, the more battles you fight to be able to maybe either take possession of a territory, or the territory will be taken away from you. You go back again and attack them and take it away from them. Tomorrow they come back again, and so this is what is about. So now you say that the citizenship by conquest is from where? By battle, by war, right?
Yes.
Okay, the conqueror will now become the citizen of the war.
Yes. Of the victorious country.
Or the one that
Okay, the conquered will become the
Yes, of the victorious
by force.
country.
yes.
By force.
Conquering country. That was what I saw in and
That's
what you read to me and
By force.
yes.
What of naturalization?
The process of military becoming a citizen of another.
Like me going to become a
Citizen of America.
Yeah, be your
Like America now.
So the situation when one to read this one is you and
Yeah.
your decision.
It's a decision.
If you want to become a citizenship or a citizen of another country, whereby one either denounces his
One has to
country,
denounce his
though
country.
it's not compulsory all countries, and one provide every requirement that is needed.
By birth, income.
When you are born to the parents of one particular.
Does Nigeria practice dual citizenship? Does Nigeria?
It's UK.
Yes.
Is it UK or USA? Which one?
Outside country.
Is it UK or USA? Which one?
UK, United Kingdom.
You can be citizen of this one country.
But there's some people that are there not some people that are citizens of UK and also they're citizens of Nigeria.
Yes.
So how come?
Maybe the parents are from different places.
It is not by nationalization.
It's not by.
It's maybe by legislation. So maybe
By what?
By legislation, something like all this already stuff.
And
Registration,
too, like
No,
The man said it was before they don't practice. So
I said that.
that Nigeria don't practice dual. Yes.
But they don't
But they do practice it
Yes,
now
because
because it is a dual citizen
Yes, he said it's a dual citizen.
by naturalization and by birth.
It's not by birth.
You see, not
Is it not? Is it not? Is it not a citizen in Nigeria by
Then,
then
then,
there is
I'm
naturalization.
sure you cannot become
Where?
He said in is it not Canada?
Canada. He has a Canadian logo.
Okay. Okay, that one is by what?
Naturalization.
So here is by what? Bet.
Bet. Yes.
So what did I understand by dual citizenship?
Becoming two citizen active.
No, becoming a citizen of two countries.
different countries.
Yes.
But is this still two countries?
Yes, he said by birth he's from Nigeria. Then by naturalization he's from Canada.
But I think that in essence, what I understood from is that an outsider cannot, for an outsider, an alien to gain or acquire citizenship in Nigeria, you must have to denounce yours before by.
No, but not all. She said not
It
all.
was before.
Does that though? That's what he said.
Maybe that was then.
I know who copied the sentence.
Okay.
mention of that exactly.
Yes.
But you see,
It was before.
But now you can actually that if you want to go from Nigeria, you have to deny it. Is it before you have to?
Not now.
What of by secession?
It's
When it's like Biafra, yes. Like Biafra, example Biafra.
It's when a country
Succeeds
from
from
the
the
whole.
Like this is that they are about to create that Biafra from Nigeria.
Biafra has already gone now.
Then
They just approve her.
Something like before you can go to that Biafra, you have to like go for visa to go to that particular
That
country.
country, yes.
Because those set of
And
people
use
that
it, they'll use
acquire
their own currency now.
Yeah, they now use everything.
They'll do what?
They will stop using Nigeria's currency. If that happens.
they will acquire their new citizenship status.
Taxes.
What of unification?
Unification.
It's
When
when
they come together to form a sovereign.
Example.
Sorry.
Slovakia and this that is now so Slovakia.
Yes.
It's
That's
like
what
in 1918. Then they now separated on 1st January 19.
That's one of the examples.
Another example.
Example again.
Did you bother to look for another example?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not our main course, so
It doesn't matter. Don't talk like that. Don't talk like that too.
Like Nebraska.
Don't talk like that.
The Slovakia.
Slovakia.
The Slovakia.
Hello.
5 or 6 years.
So what
When
I
you say
say, I say,
understand-
what have you done? That's the question. I say, what's in your
The
dance?
relationship between pharmacy technician and
different between pharmacy
and
technicians
pharmacy
And the
technician
people
and
pharmacy
patients.
Thank you. Yes. The work. The
Jesus,
work of
serious?
pharmacy technician and
Different, you did not carry anything out.
Who is the pharmacy technician? What is it? Wait, what is you become making corrupt now? What is the issue? Business by
I have the website I'm managing.
Yeah, we have
okay. Okay, so who is a pharmacy technician?
It's a person that has undergone training.
The person that assists the pharmacist to either dispense drugs to the patients is an assistant
So
to a pharmacist.
And has undergone and have a license. Clinical.
What does that RS mean?
It's a symbol.
What does it mean? Huh?
So
Are you serious?
Take something. It means something. I know the meaning, but I don't know why. It's not even the meaning. No.
Take down.
Take down.
Take down.
So I did X or
X
X.
is not
X.
RS. Actually, it's supposed to be added something, not.
Not what?
It's just like RS is single now and meaning take down. Why is it not R something? Why is it not C? Yes, I fancy.
Anyway, you just is a symbol that were used that time. It's not your normal X, so that's how they write it. It's not your normal X. Huh?
In this picture of 13,
Hello? Hello?
Now what I can get now? 1 minute.
Hello?
So
How far? Huh?
I said don't get the
Come here. Huh? Huh? No, I'm not sure.
She just passed her. I used to love you below.
But I'm running up. You were asking a question.
I see that in this ETP stuff, at the beginning they talked about companies and their ideas of pharmacy, technicians, pharmacy stuff, all these things, their ideas, how the production of drugs started. Please, like now, if because I'm trying to this thing, I'm not living me because I'm the type, if I want to read, I will have everything there, but it's not to BTP. Just look into it and tell us, just like now, we discuss on ETP. Then we get to know that entrepreneurship, we have to maybe explain in 10 minutes. Then we have to give full explanation of what to do so before our own. That BTP, just mark your attention.
I don't mean it. I don't know what I said.
She's trying to say that there's nothing to read in that book.
No, there's something.
There, that you cannot
At the
understand
beginning.
it. The only what I know is the pharmaceutical profession.
Okay.
Ancient Egypt stuff. Then you talked about their fossils. Then you talked about their RS. Look at, as in, just ask the question. But maybe not to read the question because it's, you know, I don't know. According to them, this question you don't give to you just OBJ, and that's 75 minutes. And the options is not something like A, food, B, seat. It should be like A, food is this, as a statement, B, this. So,
But you've seen the past question.
You've seen you don't do this question, you quiz question.
So is this thing see like now all these names you should know the names.
Everything.
When it comes to history of pharmacy, you should know who is who. All those like when you start telling the story of how pharmacy, clinical pharmacy started in Nigeria, you must definitely mention Agoa and Zagoa. You call their names, all these names. There's one prominent pharmacist, the first clinical pharmacist in Nigeria, Professor Zagoa. He taught me in UNINIGERTH. You always mention his name. So all these names, they are you see there. Know what they where they got involved. Am I communicating? See, read this in between line. No? Don't say they're not to read. There are a lot to read. read it in between line. On your own, you can ask yourself questions on your own. You can set up questions. Like now, let me give you an instance now. Let me give you an instance now. Let me give you an instance now. Pharmacy has a long history. Fossils from plants with medicinal properties have been found with the remains of Neanderthals, indicating that early man used these plants as drugs around 50,000 BC. Early man used dash as what? Drugs around 50,000 BC. If I can use few 4 options here. If you read this thing, if you see in the near, you should to do what? Take it. True or false? Because it's OBJ. You should to do what? Take it. If it's such thing, it's not true. Then listen carefully. The first prescription authenticated is now available in the British Museum and dates as back as 3700 BC. The first authenticated prescription dates as far back as that, 1994, 2007. If you read this thing, if you actually went through this, you should know. If you see dates around 700 BC, you be able to answer it. Unless you not read it, as in study, not reading, studying. As you study, you yourself see where you should make notes, transform into questions by yourself. Each point, if you read from here, if you read this topic, you can generate up to 100 questions from the topic by yourself. As you read each line, you can generate questions from there by yourself. This is one secret to read a course like this. Even if the question end up not coming the way you generated it, but if you see it, you answer it. If you see it in option, since you painstakingly use your pen and transform it to a question by yourself and put it down somewhere, no matter how the question is twisted, you can answer it. That's one thing you should know. That's one thing you should know. Then you know that first of all, here now, look at the objective of the topic of this history of pharmacy in the world. The objective is that you should be able to discuss the sequence of history of pharmacy in the world, whole world. That's why from here he started talking about pharmacy in different parts of the world. How pharmacy started in different parts of the world. Very important. You should know that. Okay. Now look at this thing. See question. I see in ancient Greece. I see in medicine, the Greeks make 2 giant steps expressed in the writings of what? Hippocrates. I heard that you can transform this as a question by yourself. You can transform it as a what? Even as open-ended question. As subjective, you can transform it as. This is how to study a course like this. Even this ETP is also like that for the OBJ.
ETP or if you are able to understand that all those things. Yes. But this one I don't sense you.
Have you seen ETP class with your brother?
ETP.
Okay.
I make a very because like if you can possibly write anything it asks you with the examples, explain with.
Now look at this early years of European pharmacy practice. There's a place that they say that as an example of such early shop,
was that of Mr. Richard Zaki. I think I've seen this thing somewhere. Zacchaeus Belly, which opened in 1887 along Balogun Street, Lagos. This you can transform as a question, and he asked you those names. He asked you those names, even the year it happened. So these are the things you need to do there. These are the things you need to, okay, look at it. He now come down to notable pioneers of pharmacy in Nigeria. Mr. Richard Zacchaeus Belly. Then next person will see that in Zagowa, Professor Dr. Cletus in Zagowa. Professor Zagowa was the first academic clinical pharmacist to be employed in Nigeria. The first clinical academic pharmacist to be employed in Nigeria is what? From Ugoji, from you see from Professor Nzebu Ago. If you do what I say you should do about this now, if you see that question, you can answer it. If you take your time and start from the beginning, as you read one line, you create a question. As you read one line, you create a question, and you finish this handout. You have up to 500 questions, and if you're able to go through those questions, if you fail one question in that exam, know that I'm not the one that gave you this advice. But if you just open it and just lie down and do the list, you won't retain anything. If you go to the exam, if you see options, you become confused. That's the thing. So there are nothing to fear. So any other thing here is there are nothing. Things here are what you just read, but to keep looking at it like this, looking at it like this. Asking question. Maybe in our next class, I'll see what I'll transform. I'll ask a question from it and see what you have done. Then, okay. So I think we have actually tried for today. 10:36. Any question? At least we touched all the subjects. That's the idea. The idea is not to come and be talking just those things, those questions. If you are consistent like this, watch now. If you go back now to read all these things, you read it with a new vigor. If you go back now to read these courses now, these 6 courses we discuss now, you read it with a new vigor. Why do you always look at her? You will laugh and smile. You. Why? Why? I'm asking you. Look at this one. I'm watching you, I don't know. You look at her. When I continue. Why? All right, I think we'll stop here for now. We'll see tomorrow. So sorry, when next? That is on Monday. Please, I want you to those 5 courses. Go through them. At least the beginning. But we have maximum of 20 minutes each of the courses. But that 20 minutes will be a very interactive one, so that if you have not been reading, your eyes will open, you go back and do what? Study. This is how you're doing it until your examination period. You go and write your exam and come out with distinctions.
Amen.